everyone, Joe Stevenson here with my buddy Dirk Slendy. We're gonna be going over a series of how to get up from bottom using the cage from some negative positions. We're gonna be posting this series on our YouTube channel to help everyone get ready for nationals and worlds. We're gonna start with some easy drills you can do by yourself to help make sure you're not gonna get injured and to get best case scenario results when doing them in real life time. So we're starting on our back. Worst case scenario, feet away, so we got to get our hips as close to the wall as possible. So we scoot and scoot and scoot. When our hip is almost touching, if not touching, we step with the outside leg over, then the inside leg over. We're going to elevate our hips. Ear goes to our shoulder one way or the other way. Whichever way it goes, that's the way your legs kick over. Okay, back down. So I'm on top and I'm holding on tight. He's holding on tight. He steps on the wall, walks all the way to a 90, and then kicks over the top of his shoulder, taking me over. Very important as we do this that we make sure we're moving our legs over the opening of our shoulder and our butt gets higher than their base so that we have the leverage and the centrifugal force to take them over. Once you understand that your opponent was just holding on to you tight, it's going to be important to know that they could hold on to you loose. So another drill you can do, once again by yourself on the wall, just to get good and proficient at it, is to walk all the way over to your knees in a front headlock position. I did this particular move against a good friend of mine named Kurt Pellegrino in the UFC. It was the third round, end of the round, and I used it to get on top, which is really important to the judges. So let's watch it again. We're on our back, legs are away, scooting our hips to the fence as close as possible. Now, he's not holding on tight, he's holding on loose. So we're gonna wanna take our outside leg, step, inside leg, step, ear to shoulder, and we go all the way to our knees, which will allow us to attack a single or get on top in a front headlock position, which we'll cover later. So putting these two drills together right now, go ahead and go back to your back, scoot to the wall. If they're holding on tight, we walk to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, kick over. If they're holding on loose, we walk all the way over to our knees. Boom. So to understand how to walk your legs over when they're loose and get on top, you're gonna have to free your inside arm. In jiu-jitsu, it's known as a free arm spin out or a ghost escape. And what happens is when he's down on his back, I've got this arm on this side of my body and I'm controlling it. He oompas, and then his arm goes into my armpit. His thumb right here goes into my armpit, and this other hand shoots across. Instead of framing, he's gonna bring the back of his hand here, and he's gonna scoot his body around and spin all the way around to that front headlock. So again, one more time in real time, why it's important to practice this open mat is in order to get on top of your opponent on the wall drill that we just did, you're gonna have two scenarios. You're gonna have one where they kind of just release and you go all the way to your knees and you attack it in a single, and you're gonna have another where they're floating on top of you and then they recognize you're trying to come up on top. So then they're gonna try to clamp down, but because your arm is over the armpit, you're gonna come up on top in a front headlock. So as we're here, he oompas, his thumb goes in my armpit, other hand goes in my hip, scoots out, front headlock. Now, when you have your partner and you want to attempt this on the wall, it's gonna look like this. Here and here, I'm holding on loose because I know that he can kick off the wall and knock me over. He's gonna oompa, bring that arm in, and then run all the way up the wall over my arm, bringing his butt there, landing in the front headlock, and when the front headlock has the inside arm control, I can't turn in for the single leg, so this is great for him. In these positions, we have three physical scenarios that are gonna happen. He's gonna hold tight, we're gonna hold tight, walk to 12 o'clock, kick over. If he's loose, I'm gonna kind of try to stay on top without getting him to kick me over, and he's gonna rotate all the way to a front headlock. There's a chance that I completely bail out, almost like a limp arm, and come up and posture my position. he shouldn't freak out if that happens. Like, he's shooting for that front headlock, best case scenario. There's also a Mars there, but as he's walking it over, he'll recognize that I've pulled out completely, and he's gonna have to be ready to attack a single leg right away. So as we're down, he's scooting his hips in. I'm here, he steps on the wall. I recognize that he's running all the way over, and I'm pulling all the way out. He doesn't stop, and he continues to attack into that single leg. And then when you get that single leg, you're always gonna want to circle, 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 and drive his hip into that wall so he can't really run away from you and escape any other direction. So we're gonna do the same move, opposite side. He's freeing his arm. The guy's loose. He doesn't even have to get the arm here. He can kind of already recognize at that time that the guy is kind of bailing out because he's gonna continue all the way to run and explode. Boom, boom. And I'm pulling out. He's attacking that single, circling in. It's important to understand that when we're in this position, your opponent's gonna have different reactions on the way he's been trained. And you can't freak out. You gotta kind of be able to just move to the next move right away. Your opponent may be very strong or maybe very skilled in these positions. Adding a third wall gives you the ability to step off the wall and create great momentum and energy. And that energy has to be dealt with by your opponent. He has to figure out how to handle it. And if he doesn't figure it out in the right amount of time, you're gonna be able to capitalize. Most of the time, they're gonna try to pull your body away from the wall because the farther your hip is from the wall, the less energy you have to explode or step off. That's why another important thing, when we're in this position and you're down there, you don't want to put your foot on the wall and let them know what you're doing. You don't want to have this leg up here like, oh, I'm getting ready to explode and run up. You want it to be completely a surprise. This guy's just thinking maybe you're trying to shrimp, you're trying to get out. And then when you hit the move, you're stepping and you go. You don't step and hesitate. You're just trying to explode right away. So if you had any questions about these three moves together or how they work or what's the best way to do which one, please just tag me on the bottom and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible when I see it pop up. Or the admin will reach out to me and we will make sure that you understand this fully. Don't forget to give us a subscribe if you like the video and a like, please. We'd appreciate it and try to grow together.